Morning. We're currently in the car. We've just checked out of Pop after spending 7 nights there, and we are on our way to Cabana Bay. It's currently just before 10 o'clock, so we're not expecting our room to be ready. We're basically going to get there and use their luggage holding system that's there and leave the rest of it in the car. Go into the parks, wait for the room to be ready, and then go from there. What did you think of the room?
It ended up being alright. I mean, the bed was still a slight issue by the end of the trip. You know, every time you sit down, it would just creak. But in terms of general noise, I didn't hear anyone else apart from your normal like toilet flushing and stuff. And that's my main gripe with hotels, is that I'm very sensitive hearing. And I didn't hear anyone, which was really great actually. So for the time we did sleep, it was not disturbed from other people, which is always good.
Yeah, I'd agree. I didn't hear a lot at all. The only time I think I really heard anyone was when they were getting ready in the morning, which is perfectly fine because obviously you're doing the same at that point, and you don't really do lie-ins when you're in Florida.
Yeah, in terms of its location, it's unavoidable, but there is a bit of construction work, just sort of general maintenance painting. So there was a lot of diversions to get to our room from like the Skyliner or back from the reception or wherever we were going. So it was a little bit of detours, but you know that's not like an issue with the room. It's just right now in this current time that they're doing the painting. You just have to walk a little bit further, you know, at the end of a long day. It's a little bit, a few more steps, but it was fine.
So yeah, overall, I think Pop's it is a really good option. Obviously, the rooms are slightly more on the budget side of things, but with the Skyliner, you do get the additional benefit over what you would get if you stayed at the All-Star resorts. Now, the Skyliner is about to undergo some downtime, I believe, early next year to just some maintenance, etc. I think that's needed because it did stop quite a lot during the course that we were there. We've seen it stop a fair amount. I don't know if that's just, it needs obviously some regular maintenance just to keep it going. Obviously it's been open now, I believe, 5 years. It's a phenomenal piece of transport. It's probably the best transport that's on site. I prefer it over the buses for sure. We've never used the boat, so obviously take that with it. Oh no, we have. We've used the boats from Disney Springs to Coronado. Yeah. So we've used that boat, but obviously that's not a full representation of all the boat transportation systems here. We haven't gone on the monorail. Which is a slight disappointment. Maybe we'll jump on the monorail when we go to Magic Kingdom just for the giggles. Well, we'll have to, won't we? To get from TTC to Magic, you've got the ferry boat or you've got the monorail. So we might just have to queue up for the monorail because you can't do a Disney trip without a little trip on the monorail. But yeah, we're gonna do the 20-minute drive up to Cabana and see what the crack is. checked in at Cabana Bay. We have our room car keys. I've just accidentally seen one. So what we're going to do is, Anna, give me that other thing that you're holding, that one there. Let's take that out off of you. Right. Anna, you are going to hold both key cards up to the camera in 3, 2, 1. So those are our 2 options.
Are they the right way around?
Yeah. You are now going to choose left or right. In fact, they're already assigned. I don't know if you guys can see this, but they are already assigned to each of us. So you have to have this one. So I want you to give me this one, and I want you to. It's probably not who you want.
If I did see her put one card when we were doing the parking thing, if it's this one, then I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
Trolls?
It's not trolls.
Oh.
Neither of them are trolls.
Oh, okay, then I have no idea.
So flip it round. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Kangaroo Panda.
You're Poe, and you're a panda.
I'm a panda.
I don't think we've actually said this at all, because I haven't called you Panda at all during this vlog series, but my nickname for Anna is Panda. I've called her Panda for years. Do you want to flip mine round?
Was this the one you saw?
So no, I actually saw Kung Fu Panda. So my one is actually a surprise. I did not know, and that's cool because I'm a big Nintendo fan. So yeah. Right, so we're currently in the Universal bubble here. Currently on the garden walking path, checked into Cabana Bay, and dropped our bags off at luggage services. Really simple, just literally give them the name. They don't ask for the room number or anything. They're very helpful. Literally just took the 2, gave you a little ticket, just make sure you keep your ticket and you can go there. And I then went across from the check-in bit that you do on the kind of roundabout circle into the short stay car park, which was nice and easy.
Yeah, no problem at all. Gate opens straight away, so you don't need to fumble with your key card or anything. And yeah, plenty of spaces, no issue parking.
But yeah, this garden path's really nice. It's about a 20-minute walk. We're probably going to end up using it quite a lot because we do like getting our steps in while we're here, even though we're going to be walking around the parks obviously a lot. But yeah, we're just kind of taking a stroll through before we see CityWalk. We did go to CityWalk in 2020. I don't know if we went in 2022, but we went in 2020. We went to Cowfish, which is actually one of my favourite restaurants here. So it hasn't quite been as long back here as it has been to the actual parks themselves, but looking forward to it. Going to look around. Not sure what the plan is today. Obviously we haven't got a full park day here because we've only just checked in. It's now 11. Yeah, so it's 11:05. So what we're going to do is have a little look around and then probably grab some lunch. I think the tribute store is on the agenda today, so we'll probably end up getting some Halloween Horror Nights merch that we're either going to wear at Halloween Horror Nights or not. What t-shirt have you bought for Halloween Horror Nights, just in case?
I have a Jason shirt that I got from Pete Clothing at it was actually at Download Festival. Yeah. But they had a stall there. Quite a cool graphic tee. So I'll show it on the camera even if I don't end up wearing it because I think it's pretty cool.
I don't think I've bought one for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm kind of planning on buying maybe the Terrifier t-shirt or the Houses t-shirt or both. Who knows? Could always happen. But yeah, treat yourself. For now, we're just going to enjoy this little walk. It's nice scenic walk, very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
I don't know what they're putting in the water, but that is hella teal. That's a proper Anna teal, that is.
I'm a teal girl.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll catch you when we walk into CityWalk. So we're now in, the security checkpoint is behind us. It comes out right next to Margaritaville, which is just over here. And then sort of opposite, if I just turn this round, you'll see there's the Lone Palm Airport, which is part of the Margaritaville. It also comes out right on the bridge as you walk towards Islands of Adventure. So there's already 50th anniversary merch for Jaws over there that I can't look at just yet. Yeah. Jaws is one of my favourite films. I've got 2 Jaws t-shirts with me to wear over the next few days.
Forward.
Anna has her Jaws Loungefly on the moment. Yes, the straps need pulling up a little bit. That has been on our agenda, but we're just kind of so excited to be here that we keep forgetting to do things. There's the preview centre for Epic Universe. There's Cowfish, which, like I said, is one of my favourites. This is very surreal after so long of not being here. I don't know, I'm almost a little bit more excited for this than I was for Disney in a weird way.
Because it's been so long.
Just because it has been so long since we've been in these parks. If you look over the bay there, that's where Rip Ride Rockit would have been. I mean, that is absolutely gutted over there. Massive construction going on over there. There's the new Universal Studios store, which obviously wasn't there. And then obviously you've got NBC Grill and Brew, which we'll be going to NBC Grill and Brew later on in this trip. Another one of our kind of favoured restaurants, especially because of, it's a sports bar. So Halloween Horror Nights is tomorrow night for us on the Sunday. And this is our first look at the front of the park with the medallion and obviously all of the different
IP
posters, the IP posters outside. I think it's finally starting to feel a little bit real that we're doing that tomorrow night.
I just didn't think of it at all during Disney, so.
Yeah. So obviously, for those that haven't seen anything on Halloween Horror Nights for the IP houses, so you've obviously got Jason Universe on the side there, which is kind of like a celebration of all Jasons. Fallout, which is based on the TV series, which is a little disappointing to me because I'm a massive fan of the games. On the other side, Five Nights at Freddy's. Never played the games, watched people play the games, but we watched the film, quite enjoyed it. Terrifier, Anna is scared of clowns, but she is not scared of Art the Clown because he's a funny little guy, as Molly from Mammoth Club would say. And then Horrors of the White Six. I am a big WWE fan, have been since I was a kid, very, very early, like 3. Probably not watched it as much as I used to do in the last few years, but still very excited to see that. Bray Wyatt was a favourite character of mine when I did used to watch it. Well, yeah, we have our tickets, but we also have we've registered for the facial recognition, which you can do via the app, so I hope that works. So we'll see. It is very different in certain ways and not so different in other ways. Obviously we've got the Halloween Horror Nights arches already here, straight away in the park. Minion Land sign and Villain Con is brand new. Last time we were here, that was the Shrek area. There's obviously the Wicked store over to the right there, which was not here. So obviously all of the Halloween Horror Nights like icon bits are covered up.
They look creepy with all the tarp.
It does. It actually looks more creepy with the tarp on because the tarp's got like stuff on it, splatters on it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful though, the little sort of canopies that they've got for them. And then obviously you have Art the Clown. I don't really think you can hide the chainsaw. I don't think they're doing a good job of trying to hide the chainsaw there. But yeah, obviously there's Rip Ride Rockit. Completely taken apart almost, The actual bit that swirls around the back of the Tonight Show NBC bit is completely gone. Wow, all of this bit's new now as well. So Freeze Ray Pops, Bank of Evil, and Minion Cafe, which we'll be eating on our last day, I believe, at Minion Cafe. So yeah, we're just going to sort of walk around. We might grab, we're going to get a freestyle cup for the, probably get the Halloween Horror Nights ones. So we're going to probably pick that up because I could do with a drink. I think Anna could probably do with a drink. It makes more sense because we're going to be in the parks a lot more. Obviously, Disney don't offer a park one. They only offer a resort one. The park one makes sense, and you get slushies here as well. So if you're a slushie fan, there is the Clown Cafe. So we know where the food booth is. We'll be going to the Clown Cafe, I believe, for something. It's interesting how they've put the illumination bit up there to kind of disguise the back of Transformers to kind of keep it within theming. I like that. So yeah, this is a lot to take in. Really, really excited to be back here. So yeah, we're just gonna carry on walking through. So it hasn't taken us long to pick up that Halloween Horror Nights cup. As you can see, it's got the gargoyle design on the front with the conservatory, and if you spin it around, Anna, just kind of, just carries that on through the back. We wanted to make sure that we got one with a handle, just because that's going to be a lot easier to sort of carry around the park than one that you're just having to like kind of grip onto. No straws at the top now, just like an opening, I guess.
Yeah,
I believe the old ones used to have straws, but then again, the straws always used to go funny after a while.
Yeah.
So I get why they kind of stopped it, especially if you chewed on it. The Mummy is currently a wait time. I can't see it at the moment. It is some minutes. I genuinely can't see. Oh, 25 minutes. So 25 minutes for the Mummy. That's not too bad for a ride like that.
Going through the toxic 20s bit right now.
Yeah, we are in the toxic 20s scare zone at the moment. So the booths are out. Obviously, anything bloody is covered up. But yeah, let's go into the tribute store. So we've just walked out of the tribute store and run into the Beat Builders, which are the one of the street entertainment sort of bands here.
Kind of like the Janitors.
Yes, yes, very much so.
At Disney even.
At Disney.
Yeah.
Tribute store, what do you think? We've never been in a tribute store. We've only been here once during Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
We didn't go, and it was
It used to be by the Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
That corner, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, it did. That was the year that they had Stranger Things and they had Halloween.
Yeah.
But we didn't go into the tribute store then. I don't know if it was one of the ones where the tribute store was only open during Halloween Horror Nights. So I got a feeling it was. Maybe we're completely wrong and we just didn't go in there. It's cool in there. It is really cool. The only thing I'm not a massive fan of is the fact that because it's in the exit to the Mummy, as loads of people come off the Mummy, it gets really very difficult to kind of walk around that area. But the rest of it's perfectly fine. Obviously they don't have all the merch in there, so some of the merch that we're actually interested in is missing. But yeah, we did purchase one thing. We picked up the cup holder. You can't have drinks in the Halloween Horror Nights houses, so we don't really want to carry around the sort of cup in our hand. So we decided to pick this up.
I know it's got a handle, but
it does. But it's easier, and it comes with a really nice lanyard as well. It was $18.99
before tax.
Before tax. So we put the price in at the bottom of the screen, and obviously with the conversion. At the moment, we are just kind of strolling through. I mean, it's obvious where we're heading, right?
Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley, yeah, we're going to head into Diagon Alley. We haven't ridden anything, but like we said, we're just kind of taking it chill so far, just kind of reacquainting ourselves with the park. Not that it's that difficult. The layout of this park is probably one of the better ones, just because of the fact it's almost one big circle with just a couple of offshoot streets, so really easy to get around. So yeah, next thing you'll see is probably a little montage of Diagon Alley, and then we're going to probably get some food in there. as always, incredible. Anna. Hello. Hello. I want to get your thoughts on walking back in here after a few years because, yeah, I'm just intrigued.
I'm seeing so much more somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was I wearing glasses last time? I'm wearing contacts now. I don't know. Everything seems like I'm just seeing a lot more detail. I think it's just not.
Excuse the lighting switch here as we start to walk down Nocturne Alley. Hopefully it will pick us up in a minute. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh,
I'm not going crazy.
Air bubble in the throat there. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think because we've just slowly walked it. I think in
Yeah.
the past we've just kind of gone, bam, we're going straight to something. Oh, that's help. There's a pillar there.
There's a pillar there. Did you walk into it as well?
Yeah. It's very dark down here today.
Wow, it is insanely dark in here. Right, that got horrifically dark then, and we actually couldn't see people. Like, there were just people appearing out of nowhere. Yeah, so obviously I'm wearing glasses for the first time in the parks because I used to only have to wear glasses for computers, but now I kind of wear them all the time.
We're getting old.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm noticing a lot more. And I do think it is just because we've slowed down a little bit on this trip and just kind of tried to take things in and not just, yeah, like you say, book it from one ride to the other. Like we're actually sort of taking in the experience a little bit more, which is nice. I just thought it was interesting just how the feeling hasn't changed, but it feels new but the same at the same time.
Same but different.
Same but different. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really familiar. Like walking back in, just you feel like you're back home in a weird way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it has been 7 years, and yeah, I think as you get older, you appreciate smaller details a bit more. I think when you're a kid and you're just sort of it's all a bit like whoa. But I don't know if that's just a age thing or not. We just notice a lot more things now.
Yeah. Hello, so yeah, we're in the Leaky Cauldron for a spot of lunch. We just went on Gringotts. It was a 35-minute wait?
35 minutes for the posted time. We waited 23, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, not too bad. Pretty cold down there though.
Yeah, you had proper goosebumps.
Proper goosebumps. I still have them now. The aircon in Universal is high.
There was a funny moment where we were watching the sort of opening bit on the ride, and then it tilts down, and Anna goes,
I forgot there was a roller coaster bit. It's been so long.
Yeah.
That was a nice surprise.
So yeah, good fun though. Good little starter ride. The first ride we've done. Other than that, we've just kind of been walking around Diagon Alley. The queue for Leaky Cauldron was quite long, but it did move kind of quick once it got going. It was a bit of a stall for a while. It is 1 o'clock.
1:30.
Yeah, so it's 1:30. So you know that is a standard lunchtime, so it's to be expected.
Busy time.
So we're
we've
just
not been here before, so it's
different.
right.
It's nice in here. It is very nice. Yeah, we're both fans of the film series, so it's nice to kind of get your fix in here and see how sort of creative teams have done. So, you know, we'll show you around a little bit, and now we're just waiting on our food.
So I've got the vegan curry, which is plant-based chicken, potato. There's obviously other veg, peas, carrots, onions. It's good. It comes with some pitta, a bit of salad, and a bit of vinaigrette for the salad as well. It's good. Smells nice.
And I've got the beef, lamb and Guinness stew in a bread bowl, which is already spilling out. And that comes also with a side salad with a Ken's blue cheese sauce on top. Just as a word of warning, obviously we've got the Freestyle Cup because we're in Diagon Alley.
Different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, so they don't have Coca-Cola products. So obviously, if you are thinking, they say that there are fountain beverages and you can just do fountain beverages. You might want to order a drink because that's not something you can get here.
So I'm just going to go for the first bite. That's interesting. It's not really like a curry taste I've had before. It's almost more like a stew sort of consistency. Obviously, because it doesn't have any like rice or anything, you just dip the pitta in. It feels more like a stew to me, but it's nice. It's got a lot of flavour. I can't really pinpoint the individual like spices, but it's got a good sort of not spicy, but like spices taste to it. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I've just tried some of Anna's. There is a curry taste to it, but I think just because of how heavy it is on the veg, it does feel like a stew. I understand that. There's a little tiny bit of a kick to it, but not enough if you're spice averse. Yeah, I do see what you mean though. It tastes. Do you know what it tastes like? It tastes like when you make a curry at home.
Yeah, it tastes very homemade.
Yeah, it does. It tastes like a homemade curry as opposed to something like a store-bought or a curry from a proper Indian. So I'm going to give my Guinness beef stew a try. No, that is a stew.
I mean, it's certainly more watery than mine, so that would, definitely more of a stew-like consistency.
Yeah. It's very hearty, very sort of gravy tasting, like quite rich in like the beef flavour and the meat flavour in there. There's a lot of veg in there as well. The meat itself is really, really soft, so really easy to eat. So yeah, really, really nice so far. We won't review the salads because they're salads, but so far really, really impressed with this. Right, we're back out and about, walking around for a bit. Lunch at the Leaky Cauldron, Anna.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very tasty. I typically at home I prefer my curries to have a little bit more of a kick, but that's just personal preference. I see why here you need to have a
more accessible.
Yeah, exactly. So it's perfectly fine. You know, especially on a hot day, although it's very well air conditioned in there. It's perfectly fine in flavour for all palates, I would say. In terms of a rating, I'd probably give it 7.5.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my stew. It was really, really nice. The only sort of downside to it is the fact that that bread bowl is quite small, so there actually wasn't a lot of it, but I was able to sort of feel full because of the fact that obviously bread is stodge, so it's going to fill you up. The blue cheese sauce was quite nice on the salad as well. So we've just come out of Diagon Alley. We're sort of walking around, just kind of taking in the sights. I don't know what Universal were doing with their aircon, but it's a hell of a lot colder everywhere.
It's not just me, right?
No, even in the toilets, we were just in the new Jaws bathrooms that have been refurbed. Freezing cold.
Yeah. It's a very random note, a very strange thing to compare between Disney and Universal. But I think I prefer Universal's toilet paper. It's thicker, it's softer, it seems wider. I don't know, it's just one of those weird things that you just notice after you've had a week of a certain toilet tissue. It's the small things that make a difference, you know?
So we just filled up our Coke Freestyle. We're getting in the Halloween Horror Nights vibe early by choosing the secret Halloween flavours. So we've gone with Chucky's Punch. So do you want to just quickly give that a go?
It smells very fruity.
So this is a Fanta flavour Chucky's Punch.
It's very full, so it's a good job I wasn't walking beside that. just like a nice fruit punch. So obviously, it's obviously the full fat one, so we're treating ourselves. We normally go for zero stuff, but
yeah, that pigeon just tried to kill me. Very, very nice. Kind of a subtly fruit punch.
It's not as strong as like your
like Powerade.
Like Powerade or Gatorade.
No, it's definitely not that strong. It's it's more subtle than that. We kind of. I think the plan is we've now got our room. So our room was ready at about 1:10. So that's a lot earlier than what we have with Disney, where it kind of, we were just waiting around all day. So what we're actually going to do now is we're going to walk down through the back end of the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane to do one of Anna's favourite rides here, the nostalgic. Very nostalgic. Every time we come here we worry whether it's the last time we're ever going to do it, and it's always here when we come back. But that is E.T. Adventure.
I have a very core memory with E.T. as a little girl. Came here probably about, I think I was about 6 or 7. Obviously you give your name at the start, and at the end I didn't hear my name and I bawled my eyes out. So I love, but even as watching the film as a child, always gets me right in the feels. So it's a very nostalgic one for me.
So we're going to go on that, and then I think we're going to make our way back down to the front of the park. We'll probably pop into a few of the shops, maybe try out the new VillainCon ride experience thing, and then after that we will probably head back, check into our room, do a quick room tour, and then head out and see how much time we've got. We have got reservations at 8 p.m. at the Kitchen at the Hard Rock Hotel, another restaurant that I don't really think I've ever seen anyone go to, so we're going to give that a go. Hopefully it is as much of a success as the last time, but yeah, we'll go from there.
Hello, I'm Steven Spielberg, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the E.T. adventure. But I'm afraid we don't have much time, so I'm going to cut right to the chase. E.T. needs your help. E.T. That's right, E.T. So why don't you show these people how we're going to get you back to the Green Planet?
Last time we were here, we came on this ride, and I think it went down, and they turned all the lights on. So I think we still have some pictures somewhere. So if I do have those, I'll put them in here just to kind of show you guys. We've just got off E.T. Anna, how much?
Didn't hear my name.
Yeah, I don't think the names were working very well. There was no tantrum, so we calmed her down. We've calmed her down.
I didn't have a tantrum. I was just very upset. I didn't scream. I didn't. No, it was a cry. It was a cry.
So you can enjoy the background of the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane scare zone as we're walking through it. But how much of the store are you tempted to buy?
Oh, it's all so sweet.
There's actually a really, really nice Universal Studios like retro tee in there that has a very high percentage chance of coming home with me.
The ringer?
The ringer, yeah.
That's the one I was. Maybe we'll get his and hers.
We'll get his and hers. We have plenty of t-shirts that are his and hers. We just make sure we don't wear them on the same day.
Yeah.
Because we're not that kind of couple.
We have oddly the same taste in fashion.
We do, yeah. Is it black? Is it a band t-shirt? It's normally how our fashion sense works. So we're just kind of walking through. I keep seeing things that we've never done. I keep forgetting about, like the Bourne Stuntacular. I'm looking forward to doing that. Another thing that's replaced one of my previous loves in T2. Terminator 2 is in my top 5 films of all time. Absolutely adore it. So I was a little upset to see that go. But yeah, it's horrifically hot today though. I don't know if today is the first day that we've kind of just had pure sun and not really a lot of like shade or anything, but it is brutal when that sun comes out. Got the Blues Brothers just cruising by at the moment. Anyway, yeah, we're just kind of walking through. I've got my fucking pan down a little bit. I've got my Beetlejuice t-shirt that I think I got off Etsy a while ago on at the moment. And Beetlejuice is it's just meeting over there by the horror makeup show, which if you haven't watched is a great show. I think we'll try and catch that at some point. But yeah, Beetlejuice is just outside, meet and greeting. Bit of a big queue, yeah.
Won't wait for now.
No, we're kind of really looking forward to getting back to the room, kind of dropping everything off and then just forgetting about all of that kind of stuff, and also checking out what the room's going to be like. We've never stayed on property at Universal before, so I'm really intrigued to kind of see what the feels are versus Disney. Obviously Cabana Bay is also classified as a value like Pop Century is, so it's on the lower end of the quality scale in the terms of the perks and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not to say that the rooms aren't good. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what's there. Currently walking through another scare zone, which is the Vampire Masquerade. The Masquerade of the Dead or something, I think it's called.
The stages are very pretty cool.
Yeah, they are really nice.
A lot of detail in them.
That was something I was going to say to you actually. I don't know how much attention you paid, but as we were walking through the cat lady scare zone, the stage where the cat lady does her like show, did that stage look tiny to you compared to what it looked like on a vlog?
Not gonna lie, I didn't even see it. There was quite a few people, and I could, even with glasses on right now, everything's so bright, even behind the lenses, it's a bit hard to see anything. So I didn't even see the stage.
Yeah, we're gonna try and attempt to hit up VillainCon. It seems like it's either not very popular or it's a bit of a people eater. So we'll see and let you know what we think of it, because it's something we've never done before. We're just leaving Universal Studios now. The Halloween Horror Nights crowds are starting to come into the park, and we're going to head back and check out our room. Before we left the park, we did decide to quickly jump into VillainCon because it was a 5-minute wait. I think I can see why now. That is a strange ride. Now, admittedly, because there was no queue, we went through the queue without stopping, right?
Yeah, so we didn't have any concept what we were supposed to really be doing. Like no instructions or anything.
No, it was just literally a case of pick up a gun, and we were like, oh, okay, expecting there to be a bit more of like what you're going to do. And the next thing we knew, it was like stand on this moving walkway and shoot. And we didn't. There were 2 buttons. We didn't know what the buttons did. We don't know what we're supposed to be shooting. It was just like everything about it was just kind of a bit carnagey. So.
I mean, we were shooting at stuff. We were getting points, so we were doing something. But
yeah. I think you won as well.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, you won. We're gonna head into the Universal Studios store, because I think some of the Halloween Horror Nights merch that we've missed is in there, and we're both looking for specific things, so we're going to head in there now. There we go. So we're just going in there. We're going to go and have a look. Obviously, it's recently changed as well, because there's now the Harry Potter and the Super Nintendo World sections. Wow, that aircon is hitting good. There's Bruce. We are Bruce. Oh, hello. Hello, my beauty.
Nice.
Look at that as well. We're going to be bankrupt. It's going to be...
80.
There's no price. Oh, here we go.
80. Bang on.
It is bang on 80. That is an absolute work of art. There's 2 pins as well. There's the Visit Amity Island, and then the Beach is Closed, where you can actually see yourself in them. Yeah, you can see through them. So it's interesting. How much are these? These are $11 each, which isn't too bad. There's also this kind of cup holder, very similar to the Halloween Horror Nights one that we've got. They have Matt Hooper and Quint Pop Funkos, and then this shirt where there's nothing on the back of it, it's just the front 50th anniversary. So we're overlooking at the Terrifier stuff again, and again we're not seeing the Clown Cafe white shirt that we've been looking for. So that Christmas jumper has a very horrible kind of almost lycra-y feel to it.
Okay, so we've made it here to our room at Cabana Bay Hotel. We are in 5610. The elevators are down that way. This is our room. So let's go and take a look. So as you come in, there is a decent little space there for luggage. We've just got our carrying cases there at the moment, but we'll probably have to put our main cases. Craig's just down in the lobby getting those. There's a couple of plugs just on the entrance here. On the left, we've got wardrobe, sliding doors. And we've got some hanging space, laundry bags, towel rack, luggage rack even, ironing board, iron. We've got a safe, fairly decent size. And then up there we've got spare pillow, towels I think. As we turn around, hello, we've got our bathroom area. So we've got 2 lights, decent sized mirror there, single sink. We've got Zest facial bar, tissues, face towels. That's the iron, oh my goodness, the hairdryer situation that we're dealing with. I imagine it'll be a little type job, but we'll make it work. It's fine. Couple of little drawers under there for any bits. Couple of towels and shelf space, which is great. And if you need to keep anything else on the floor. Then we've got the bathroom. We've got another full-size mirror down here. Hello. Your toilet. And it's a shower bath situation. So shower curtain, not a huge fan of those, but it's fine. As long as Halloween Horror Nights there isn't someone on the other side, I'll be fine. Seems like a decent enough shower head. Will remain to be seen if Craig has to, I don't know, stand at the far end of the bath to try and get full coverage, but there we go. We've got another Zest face bar in there. We've got VO5, which is obviously the old school shampoo, body wash, the old VO5 from back in the day. So obviously Cabana Bay is a bit more nostalgic. So they've obviously kept the theme in there, which is good. And through here, this is our main bedroom area. So 2 queen size beds, I'd say. I'd say they look a little bit smaller than a king. We might spread out on both of them, seeing as they're already laid out, as opposed to in Pop Century where you had to use the Murphy bed. So we'll probably spread out on those. Aircon unit, a couple of plugs down there. Got some nice artwork above both beds, and obviously lamps across either's as well. Excuse all of our stuff, we've sort of just emptied what was in the car while we were in the park for those few hours, and then we'll be bringing our luggage up. So we've got drawer space, and here we've got our drinks chiller. The drawers, fairly deep, you can probably hold a decent amount of stuff in them. Obviously a TV, coffee maker, got a little bin, table and chairs, a few plugs over here, a couple with USB in. I don't think the ones by the beds actually have USB. Just double check. No, I think they're just standard plug. Old school phone. Wow. That's pretty nostalgic. Pen and paper. So there's an alarm clock there. This is a little late night bites information. So if you're going Halloween Horror Nights, you can get food at the end of the nights, which is good. Got another sort of cubby hole there. Drawer, Bible. And then the view that we've got from our room. So it's the 5th floor. It's kind of a like beach area down there. Obviously it probably leads round to the pool. And the other side is obviously just one of the other buildings. And I think over that way is sort of heading towards reception. So yeah, not too bad. It's relatively large. I'm sure it'll be comfortable enough. We haven't done a bed test yet, see how soft things are. But yeah, there we go.
Hello, it's a couple of hours later. You would have seen the room tour. Obviously we've now checked into Cabana Bay. We're off to the kitchen at Hard Rock tonight, so we decided that we'd wear the outfits that we were going to wear when we were going to go to Rosa Mexicano, but obviously had the issues with the Skyliner. We've come to Islands of Adventure just to kind of knock out a couple of things, because we've got some time until our reservation. Reservation's not till 8. It's still quite busy. Obviously we're kind of not dressed up, but relatively dressed up. I mean,
nicer than I'm wearing trousers.
So, you know, more dressed up than we would be. So we're gonna look at doing some of the smaller rides, you know, Spider-Man or maybe Harry Potter, Forbidden Journey. No roller coasters or anything like that. We've been on the hunt for some Halloween Horror Nights t-shirts. Unfortunately, the Clown Cafe t-shirt seems to be sold out everywhere, which is the one that Anna wanted. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on that for the rest of the trip, but chances are it wasn't something you were going to wear tomorrow night anyway.
No, I bought my dressing shirt to wear it. It was really just I wanted it anyway, but it just seems like it's probably one of those popular ones this year. I think a lot of the Terrifier stuff's been very popular. But he's a popular guy.
He's a funny little guy. He's just a funny little man. So yeah, we're gonna go and find a ride to do, have a look around the shops. I'm still gonna pick up a Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt tonight, probably from CityWalk after our reservation. So apparently if you come into the parks around between 5 and 6 p.m, you're gonna be blinded by the light because the sun's really low, so we can barely see a thing. However, just walking into Lost Continent, and I think it was revealed yesterday or the day before, that there has been permission to they've had planning permission agreed to basically bulldoze the area. I don't know what that means for Mythos up ahead, which used to be Anna's favourite restaurant, until they changed the pad thai.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they changed the actual meal. It's probably just the chefs change it, the flavours change slightly.
But yeah, so that means all of this, where Poseidon's Adventure was, all goes, all the stores go. Rumours have it that it's either going to be a Legend of Zelda or a One Piece area, One Piece being the anime, but there's no kind of concrete evidence of either yet. Zelda seems to be rumoured because of the whole epic side of things, but this entire land will pretty much be bulldozed. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to get people around it to the Wizarding World once it goes. Well, this is new. The lockers are now down towards the side of Harry Potter. You still just have to scan your park ticket and you can get a locker. The free ones over here.
To rent a locker,
these ones are
ticket at the locker station.
$3. So
Remember to keep it.
Right, so we've made it into Jurassic Park after passing by the photo shoots happening on the bridge between Diagon. I said
Hogsmeade.
I keep saying Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade and Jurassic Park. We seem to be sort of fighting against the crowd a little bit here. Velocicoaster's currently down, just saw that. Unfortunately, because of the height differential between myself and Anna, it makes it very difficult to keep both of us in the frame at the same time, so apologies if this is a bit everywhere. Forbidden Journey, still as good as we remember.
Yeah, it felt a bit different this time. I don't remember feeling that sort of stomach drop sensation as much in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, I also noticed a smell at the beginning. I don't know if it was something to do with the like magic spell sort of as it takes you round, but I didn't notice smells anywhere else throughout the ride. So
Yeah, can't say I noticed any smell.
no, so not sure what that was, but no, I get what you're saying. I also know, like, again, it comes down to that whole noticing more things. So like, I've never noticed the luggage at the bottom of the Whomping Willow.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something I noticed. It also felt like the Dementors got real close.
Yeah, I can recall them always being relatively close in the past.
So it's now 7 o'clock. We have the reservation at 8. With Velocicoaster currently under a delay, I think what we'll end up doing is just basically strolling through the park. So we might show you a little bit of that. Obviously a little bit of the Velocicoaster bit. Yeah.
This is all brand new.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't even see the construction of Velocicoaster. So yeah, with our reservation, it might make it difficult for us to get onto anything now. Spider-Man is a potential, but obviously we don't want to be too late. One thing I will mention is that these vlogs are probably going to be very different to the ones that we were able to do in Disney. Yeah, because Universal Studios don't allow you to film on any of the rides, and they also make you put a lot of your stuff on or in lockers before you go there. It does make it very difficult to kind of show you guys what's going on, but we'll also try and film a few of these outdoor roller coasters outside, so while we're talking about it afterwards we can show you a bit of the footage of that. In fact, that's another pro tip. The reason that we've switched over from the backpack and the Loungefly to our crossbodies is that the lockers in Universal Studios, the free ones, are small. So as you would have seen when we showed the new locker location for the Forbidden Journey, they are a lot smaller than most bags, I would say. So like if you've got a rucksack and it's full, there is not a chance you're getting it in there.
Yeah, you have to squish things down. The normal Loungeflies without any pockets, I think you'd be fine with. But my one, because the earlier with the Jaws teeth, I had to take the stuff out at the front to sort of squish his teeth down. So if you have a brand new Loungefly and you don't want to get it a bit, because people can spill stuff in there, so just be wary. Might be worth just having like a plastic bag or something just to put them in, just to protect the outside if you're particularly, if you want to take care of them. But you might just have to squish them down to get them in that size locker. I mean, you can rent the bigger ones, but £3 or $3 a pop, that will soon add up, and no one wants to be doing that. So.
No, that's the thing. It's not $3, for just
for
the big ones for the day. It's per pop.
Ride.
So
it's only half hour.
Yeah. So I don't feel like we've been able to film too much today. So it's been a little bit all over the place. So apologies for that. But hopefully we'll be able to show you a bit more when we get to Hard Rock Hotel, and then also the kitchen for dinner tonight. So as you can see, we're just walking into Superhero Island. Superhero Island. God, we just looked at it and I've forgotten. And it's because Anna just reminded me that the last time that we believe we were actually in this park was the day that Stan Lee died. It's weird as well because I think this area is not going to be here for much longer. There's been many rumours that this area is going to go at some point, whether that's Pokemon, I think has been one of the rumoured ones, but Pokemon's also been rumoured for the Simpsons area in Universal Studios. Yeah. Wow, Spider-Man is a 20-minute wait, but I tell you what, that doesn't look like a 20-minute wait.
Well,
yeah, I really like this area. I think it's very well done. The only thing that this area is really missing is like some themed food or a themed restaurant. The food here is really mediocre. Obviously, there's also this monstrosity in front of us, which unfortunately we're not doing this evening just because we're dressed up a little bit. However, this will be being done on Friday when we are back in these parks. That I am very much looking forward to. I think we're going to have to rope drop Hagrid's on Friday as well, and then go straight from there to Velocicoaster and get both of those two done on the early entry. The reason being is I've got a feeling that one of those two is going to be our last ride next Saturday, a week from today. before we go home, and we're going to need to figure out which one of those two it is going to be. Who knows, Anna? It could be that Hulk ends up being our last ride, because I might like it so much, even though you've described it as a head rattler.
It's almost as bad as Rock and Roller, if I recall.
So we'll wait and see, but looking forward to smashing those out. There's Confisco Grill ahead of us as well. We've got that for lunch. We've never eaten there, so yeah, we're now going to take a little leisurely stroll through to Hard Rock Hotel, see how early we get there ahead of our reservation, and maybe show you around there a little bit. Both of myself and Anna are metalheads, rockers, emo kids, but we do listen to a lot of stuff from the classic rock eras as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to go in there and look at some of the memorabilia. So we'll see you there. So on the recommendation of the server, I've gone for the Voodoo Ranger IPA. He asked me, I always ask for a beer suggestion whenever I come to a place like this, because obviously all the beers are very different, and he said if I like an IPA then this would be the one to go for, so I'll give that a go in a second. And Anna, you have gone for?
The I Am For Real, which is Lires, is that how you pronounce that? Lires Orange Aperitif.
Lires Orange Aperitif.
Cinnamon, strawberry, honey, syrup and lemon.
So it's actually a 0 proof cocktail, isn't it? So it's not, it's 0% alcohol.
Yeah. So I thought I'd give it a go. I'm not driving, but I just fancied a... It's really interesting. You can literally taste each individual flavour that I just pulled out. The last one being the honey. That's really nice.
Come on then, let's give this a go.
It's quite smooth.
You can taste the
lemon.
The alcohol. You can taste that there's an alcoholic, but 0 alcohol.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, so let's give this IPA a try. It's probably a lot stronger than some of the other ones that I've had over the last few days. It's definitely got a much more of a hoppier flavour to it than the other two have. But yeah, a good IPA. You can't go wrong with an IPA. So we've gone for an appetizer because Anna's gone for the menu that is $40 for appetizer, main and dessert. So we've got the rock and rolls here. So this is a marinara sauce with parmesan and pepper jack cheese cornmeal crust rolls. They look absolutely amazing and they smell incredible too. Like that marinara sauce I can smell from here. But yeah, we're going to dig in and see what we think of these. Oh yeah, they are great. Super cheesy on the inside, crunchy on the outside. That marinara sauce really tight together. Almost like a little like almost like a pizza bite. Really good. Interesting detail.
Is it a tear off sort of situation?
Yeah, tear a little bit off.
It's bloody hot.
Our mains arrived as Anna was eating that. Anna, thoughts on the rock and rolls?
Yeah, like like you said, like a really nice pizza roll sort of. It kind of reminds me of like a potato cake scone situation. Like I feel like if you made one of those really good experiments at food tech at school. You come home and you've got a load.
Try it without the sauce, because I think without the sauce it holds up just as well. It's super cheesy, it's peppery, it's crunchy, it's so good.
Yeah. So from my main, we've got the Beyond Bolognese, which is penny pasta, crushed Roma tomatoes and dairy-free mozzarella. Haven't had a good bolognese in quite some time. Don't tend to make it at home that often, so I haven't put any seasoning on. I'm normally a pepper girl. I will literally cover stuff in pepper, but I'll have it without it to begin with. That's really nice. I'm trying to figure out if they put like something. It almost tastes like it's got like a wine in the sauce, but I know it doesn't because it doesn't say it on there. But it's got that proper, rich sauce taste to the bolognese. Yeah, it's really good. Really interested to see what Craig thinks.
I've got the half-pound kitchen burger, which is grilled black Angus beef, melted white cheddar cheese, caramelised mushrooms and onions, applewood smoked bacon, crisp lettuce, and secret sauce number 17, whatever that is. It looks really impressive. Let's take the skewer out and let's just get stuck in. This might be one of those cases where once you pick it up, you can't put it down. But let's see. Look at that. Just
extra cover Klingon chips.
Incredibly well put together burger. Looks really well cooked. I did ask for it medium rare, so we'll see if that comes out like that. That is a really good burger. You can tell that that patty's been made well because it is pink inside. It is medium rare. The bacon's crispy. You can taste the mushrooms in there. You can taste the onions. I haven't got to the sauce yet, so I'll have to let you know on the sauce. It is a bit messy. It is going to fall everywhere, but so far amazing. So dessert is out. We're both absolutely full, but we do have the seasonal creme brulee. I'm not sure what the flavour is of it because it does change, and it was just part of Anna's sort of meal set menu. But as you can see, there's blackberry, there's strawberry, there's blueberries on there, there's a chocolate star, and then there is the creme brulee itself. We will give it the old, oh yeah, that is solid. Look at that.
Oh, don't rub it in. You've got to do it one at a time. You monster. Oh my god, I'm right in the middle. What, who did I marry? I've never shared a creme brulee with this man before, and I'm shooketh.
I honestly regret nothing.
It's like cutting up pizza.
I need you to try it.
Right, I'm going to do the correct thing and go in from the edge. Is it hot?
No, it's cold.
Oh.
Right.
That's nice. That's very nice.
It's almost got like a salted caramel taste to it. Obviously, that's the caramel on the top.
That's probably what the seasonal or the flavour choice is this time.
I don't have a lot of creme brulees. That's the best creme brulee I've ever had, easily. The custard taste on that is incredible.
Yeah, we don't often have puddings, period.
No.
But
that is fantastic. That is a 9.5.
I mean, we did actually go for this because the special menu, we had already scoped out the menu beforehand, and the rockin' rolls we'd already had our eye on anyway, and my Beyond Bolognese was also on the menu, and to have both of those separately, this basically would have been free. So we're like, why not? So that's the reason why we did it, and I'm very glad we did.
Yeah, that is the best dessert I've had in a long time, actually.
The other two options that were on there, I asked the waiter if he could just check with the chef, because they were one of them was a mousse, which I figured was probably going to have gelatin in, and the other was had a cheesecake base or option with it. And although normally in like the UK cheesecake is like vegetarian because it's just like cream cheese, out here they seem to add gelatin in, so I just wanted to double check if any of the others were vegetarian, and he said not. So that's why we went for the creme brulee as well.
In fact, let's just do the food review now. Those rocket rolls,
they were phenomenal.
Unbelievable. If you've had the Brazilian cheese bread at Epcot and you know what that's like, these are better with a crunchy coating and marinara sauce to dip it in.
Yeah,
and then that burger, I've had better burgers, but that's the best burger I've had out here so far. It was cooked amazingly. Obviously, mushrooms can be really messy when they're in a burger. Luckily, it had a bed of fries to sort of soak it up. But everything about that burger was spot on. Like, the bun was great, all the veg was great. I'm not a massive crunchy bacon person, but it was seasoned well enough that I could get past it, and also it wasn't like it shattered when you bit into it. It was just a little tougher than normal. Overall, I would give this place a 9, and I do think it's probably one of the better meals we've had.
Yeah.
It's definitely top 3, and it could even be number 1. If the rest is creme brulee is as good as it started to taste, it could be number 1.
Wow, knocking off CityWalks.
Yeah, and I do like CityWorks, but that, because I had a burger at CityWorks as well, didn't I?
You did. Yeah, you did.
That was a better burger than the one at CityWorks for me.
Okay.
The two desserts are very, very close.
Yeah.
For non-sweet people to say that, these are good.
Yeah. In terms of my one, it was again, very, very nice, lots of flavour. Craig had some as well, and he sort of concurred that it had that sort of wine bolognese taste.
Very rich.
It was very rich sauce, so by the end of it I was getting very, very full. I don't have a lot of big pasta dishes at home anymore, to be honest, so I sort of used to be able to eat bowls and bowls of it. I think it might just be just my appetite now, but it was very filling, very rich, very, very flavourful, but it was very nice. I realised I said very about 10 times in that last minute.
I'll have to get our server's name as well. Because,
he's been very attentive.
Yeah. Speak of the devil. So our server is Chris. He's been great. He's just bought me another beer actually. So he did say it's a standard creme brulee, so just vanilla bean at the moment.
But the seasonal fruit on top. I've had a couple of the blueberries. They're very, very fresh, very nice.
So we're just going to dig into the rest of this and then waddle over to CityWalk to have a look around before we end the night. We're going to close this vlog out. I don't know if you can still see it back there, but there's a little flashing light. We were going to start recording, and all of a sudden we thought, Jesus, that's an epilepsy warning waiting to happen. We're just on our way back to the hotel after going from the kitchen at Hard Rock Hotel. Not that way. Sorry, we're walking down the garden path towards back towards the hotel, trying to get our steps in, despite the fact that both of us have already hit 20,000 today.
It was a big meal though, so we've got to work it off.
Yeah.
Very nice meal.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favourite meal we've had so far. I just feel like everything together was amazing. We looked around the rest of the restaurant, and there were a couple, and then obviously the store as well, and there were a couple of guitars in there by Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, which means a lot at the moment.
Yeah.
As you would have seen a few vlogs ago, I was wearing my Sabbath t-shirt.
I've got one for this trip as well.
One of the originators of me listening to that kind of music, so always happy to do that, to kind of show them some love. But yeah, we had a little look around there. But overall, I just think everything about that meal was great. Apologies for the poor lighting here.
There's the disco light going on here.
Yeah, everything about that meal was great.
Would recommend.
Really enjoyed it. And yeah, we're just kind of having a stroll back. The garden path is long, so in total this is going to take us about 35 minutes to go from the Hard Rock Hotel all the way back through to Cabana Bay. Right, we're back with some better lighting, we hope, for a little bit. What's been your highlight of the day, Anna? I know we haven't done a massive amount, but
it was good to get back on Finn journey.
Yeah.
And see, just sort of, I think just that coupled with when we were down Diagon Alley, just, I don't know, seeing things in a slightly new light and just seeing more details and things like that. Just,
I think it's just being back in the kind of in the Universal bubble, isn't it?
Hearing the music.
It's always difficult choosing a restaurant as your kind of highlight of the day, but I do think those rock and rolls, whatever they were that we had,
absolutely beautiful,
were one of the best things I've had. They were so good. Everything about them, as a cheese connoisseur, to have two types of cheese inside of a roll like that and just baked
that pepper jack cheese just came through, was absolutely delightful.
Yeah, but before we went for that meal, we did go into CityWalk and we did inquire again about the Clown Cafe t-shirt that Anna's been looking for. They did happen to have a XL version of it, so I did purchase that. That is there.
I'm not so precious that if I can't have it, then Craig can't have it. I just want one of us to have it because it's such a cool t-shirt, and I'm sure I can wear it at home.
Yeah, and I'll probably be wearing that tomorrow night for Halloween Horror Nights. I think it's finally starting to kick in that is what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, we sort of managed to peep into the entrance as we were walking back. It
did look amazing. You could see the fog and the Crow Daddies and the sign up the top. So yeah, very much looking forward to that tomorrow. In the morning tomorrow, we will be going to, well, I say in the morning, we're going to try and have a slight lay-in. We are going to go to Volcano Bay. Volcano Bay is slightly difficult for us to record anything in. This camera is not waterproof. We do have some waterproof pouches for our phones, so we'll see what we can record there, but the footage might not be as good. But bear in mind that, you know, Volcano Bay is going to be very much an accoutrement to the main event, which is going to be Halloween Horror Nights. However, as always, like, subscribe, throw us some love in the comments, let us know what we can do better, let us know what you've enjoyed about today. I know it's been a bit of a slow one. We will be back next week. Obviously follow us on Instagram at The Inked Explorers, and we will see you in the morning.